Hello Darts Nuts and welcome to Darts Review channel. In this video I'm reviewing a much requested set, and these are the Winmau Mervyn King from the Winmau 2021 range. I bought these from totaldarts.co.uk, so let's check them out. So this is the Winmau Mervyn King Special Edition, and I've got the 22 gram model and the 90% tungsten. There's also a 24 gram in steel tip and 18 gram in soft tip. When I bought them they were £45.89, but they've recently gone up in price, so they're now £48.89. So the darts come in this cardboard packaging. You got your picture of Mervyn King on there. Nice picture of his barrels, but that's not the one that's in the box, obviously. I mean, these are a special edition, it says, so don't know whether that means he's gonna be using these long term or not. Inside there's a foam insert holding the contents, and they come supplied with the Winmau round plastic and alloy point holder and a set of the Prism Alpha standard shape flights, and also a set of the short vector nylon and alloy stems. So the darts come supplied with a silver point, and obviously it's the Mervyn King style of barrel, kind of a straight barrel style but almost like a bamboo stick. You got these three sections which are kind of scalloped, and these knuckle sections in between, and quite a flat bull nose. Now I'm not really sure why Mervyn King has gone for a dart with grip in the scallop, because I often think the scallop sections acted like a grip anyway, but maybe he just needed a bit more traction. But it does feel very nice. Like I've often said in my reviews though, you do need to make sure you've got a clean release, and sometimes I struggle with that with the injuries I've had, so I'm going to be interested to find out how these work for me. But this front section, it's a double thin ring grip with the kind of a lateral notch cut through, and the rings are natural tungsten, but the middle section is the same but fully coated in the black PVD onyx coating, and then the rear section mirrors the front, so you got quite a nice contrast there. And also these little red sections are what Winmau call the Vitalic coating, so that just adds a nice little highlight, makes for a nice looking dart. And then you got a fairly long tapered section on the rear, so if you like to grip right at the end of the barrel, obviously there's no grip there, so I think front, mid and almost to the rear grip is fine. Some people may like to grip on the knuckle sections as well, but gonna quite enjoy having a try at these. So here's a close look at the scalloped sections. As you can see, each one has got this double thin ring grip with the lateral cuts through it, and each section is thinner in the center, and then you're separated by these little red grooves. There's the vector stems, which is a kind of a polycarbonate and alloy top, and then your Prism Alpha standard shape flights. Darts fit with a 26mm silver point. It's got quite a wide flat bull nose, quite a long lip as well at the front, and that's a small section of 2.9mm, and then you get into the first scallop section including the grooves is 11.8mm with the double thin ring grip and the lateral cuts. Middle section without grooves is 10.6mm, and then the rear section is 11.7mm with the grooves. And on the very end of the barrel you've got a smooth tapered section of 11.5mm. Length is 48.5mm, and the knuckle sections are the widest at 7mm. 22.2 grams. 21.9 grams, so that's not so good. 0.3 of a gram difference. 21.92 grams, so bit of a dodgy one there. Full setup 23.64 grams. With nothing attached, the balance is a little towards the front, and with the supplied setup it moves slightly behind the centre point, and this is the balance with medium in between short nylon stems and standard flights. Like I said before, I think the scallops kind of act a bit like a grip, but having the lateral cuts on the double thin rings, that just adds a little bit more to it, so I'd probably say 7 overall. As I often say with scallop darts, it's quite a comfortable thing to put your grip into, but with something like this, which has got 3 specific scallops, it really depends if your grip naturally falls into one of them and you feel happy with it. For me, as a front gripper, my grip is just about right in that first section. I'm just a little bit on that knuckle there, but the middle is really on that second knuckle, so I think the first 2 scallops, you probably could say they're for a front grip and just front of middle. So it really depends if it just sits into your natural grip position. But some people may be happy gripping it on one of the knuckles, but it feels quite pleasant dart to throw actually. A lot nicer than I was expecting. So because that second knuckle is in the middle, I'm going to throw it from that knuckle just to see what it feels like. And obviously it feels a little bit more pronounced in the fingers. I can't believe I got the treble with that, and I didn't get any with the front grip. But I am getting quite a bit more spin out of my fingers from there, but it does feel like the dart has a little bit of rocking, but I think it's just getting used to it. It feels more comfortable when you're fully in the scallop, but it's not miscuing as much as I thought it would do. And I've looked at the picture of Mervyn King's grip, and I can't be sure, but it looks as if he's got his thumb on the last scallop. So maybe just above centre, not quite to the rear. So maybe he pushes against the little knuckle. Guess it also depends how big your fingers are. Some people probably make straddle quite a distance. I mean, my thumb is probably 1.5 of the scallops. If you got smaller fingers, you might fit into it better, but there you go. But quite nice to throw from that second knuckle. Was surprising, and it didn't fly too bad. So for the sake of how I normally do it, I'm going to try it fully on the rear, which is that smooth section. But I don't really see much point in getting the darts if you grip right that far in the end of the barrel, because you're not getting any feature, which is the 3 scallop grippy sections. But I think the other thing with this dart is it's around about the length that I prefer, so 48.5mm I think it is. So for balance it's quite nice. My shoulder's hurting at the moment. It's a bit painful throwing. But I would say if you're a rear gripper that likes to grip on the rear where the smooth part is, it'll work. But I think for front, mid and just front of rear is where it's best. Let's check out the ratings. Interesting looking darts, so I'll give it 8. I think I still prefer the gold ones though. Grip, it's fairly grippy, so 7. Weight match, it was a little bit mixed there. One of them was a bit off and 2 were fairly close but below the stated weight, so 6. Quality, it would have been 9 if it hadn't been for that weight match, so 8, and value 7. So there you go, that's the Winmau Mervyn King Special Edition 22 gram. I like these a lot better than I was expecting. I did quite like these other ones that I've reviewed in the past. The gold ones in particular were quite nice, and it's one of them darts that you look at and you think, nah, it's not going to work for me because, you know, because of the weird shape. But like I said, if your fingers sit into that grip naturally and you're comfortable with it, then it feels quite nice. And these ones got a nice level of grip, so quite like that. And I was surprised that it threw as nice as it did from that middle, which is the second knuckle. So I think front, middle, and just slightly front of rear, or slightly above middle grippers, if you grip into one of them sections, you're probably going to like it. The only thing I would say is you've got quite a big lip on the front, so you may get some damage to the top of your flights. It depends how the darts sit in the board and how your incoming darts come in. So I think sticking a trident cone or getting the trident cone points might be a good idea for these darts, but that's usually a problem with bullnose darts anyway. But overall, really nice dart. Surprised how nice they are to throw. Didn't even work too bad from the smooth section as well, but I can't really say it's a good idea to buy these if you're going to throw from there. Not that there's anything wrong with the dart, it's just that you're missing out on the feature, which is the 3 scallop sections. So that's the only reason I'd say that. So that's the end of the video. I'll leave you with the gallery so you can have a closer look at it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy darting.